Hey, my name is Jason. I'm repairing an old RV. As you can see, there's extensive water damage. This is the rear of the vehicle, and there's all sorts of rot on the inside. Most of the frame is pretty toasted, so I'm going to have to do a lot of replacement of that. Here's the rear wall, and you can see the corner. Just tons of damage here. So work our way up to the ceiling. The ceiling's got a fair amount of rot on it as well. So I've got my work cut out for me. I'll keep updating as I do the renovation. Here's under the shower, and you can see we've got some wood rot down here. So yeah, I got some work to do. Okay, burning the midnight oil here. Wanted to show one thing here. This beam, which is kind of a major support here, runs all this way. You see it's actually completely rotted out at the end here, but it comes all the way down. And from the side of the vehicle, I wouldn't have gone much further than this, because there really wasn't any delamination. But watch this. When you keep going, I just peeled it back to take a look. And again, the side of the vehicle was all right over here, but look at all this. Yeah, right there. See that beam? Here, let me get you a better light. Yeah, it's completely rotted out, pretty much all the way down. All the way down to the tire, which is down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to do a redo on this beam. So I'm going to tear it out. Okay, just a little bit of an update. You can probably hear that it's raining pretty hard outside, but this is where we are. We took the bottom part of the frame off the vehicle, and actually what we did was we constructed a new frame using a lot of pressure treated wood. The middle pieces I think are 2x8s. Yeah. Threw some kills on there, so that frame will sit back here in the lower portion of this vehicle, right there. And then we took this metal, we had the Rust-Oleum on it, and now we added a couple of trim coil on the top and the bottom. We riveted and we siliconed both sides. And then over here on the side, you can see that we decided to go with also a 2x8 as a beam, as a support beam down here. So we'll be able to put cross beams on it that are going to sit over here. And then we started with our first beam that we're actually running the other length. That one's a little cockeyed just to get the as far up as we could, and then we're going to run them in the same direction to go across the the frame of the truck. So that's the update for now. Okay, here's the corner of my roof. I've got what looks like to be a top layer of almost paint, like the EDPM liquid roof material. Then there's this layer underneath, which when peeled up actually looks like a tarp. I'm not really sure what to make of that. And then underneath it looks like this is the old rubber roof that's obviously in pieces, and the wood underneath is pretty rotted, so I'm going to have to replace that. All the way down the side. And the roof has had some repairs over time. Alright, well, because we had the roof damage that we found way back in that corner, and it essentially continued all the way up, we're able to kind of deduce that this roof has got some repair needs. So I wanted to try to get it further in the garage. Now we were having a clearance issue, so what I did was I pulled up the air conditioning unit that sits on top of the vehicle, and it's, one of those big honking metal ones. But actually it wasn't that bad. It was literally, here, if you look down into the vehicle, I'll even show you. It's a mess because everything's being torn apart, but if you look over there, it's just those long bolts. There were 5 of them that held it up from underneath, and then there was literally one electric connection that was this plug. So I unplugged that plug. I made sure that all of my electrical systems are disconnected. My battery is unhooked, the shore power is unhooked, so that I'm not going to electrocute myself or anything. It's always good to be safe. And then the only thing left is this one wire, which is holding up this bottom piece. So what I'll do is I'll probably strap that up somehow just so it's not bearing a load. But then now that this thing is going to be able to get off the vehicle, I should be able to back this thing further into the garage so I can work on the repairs out here. And on the inside, just to give you an update in here, so it's the bed of the vehicle area, and went with crossboards going the other way. So I've got the cockeyed one over there in the corner, which will provide a nice border there. This one, and then there's going to be one more down here that's going to attach to the bottom. So that'll give us a little bit more support. And that's it for now. Okay, just to give you a little update here, getting close to the end of the day. Took that frame and mounted it on the vehicle. We actually screwed it right into the aluminum frame. So a bunch of screws holding it to place. Pressure treated wood along the outside borders. Sprayed the middle pieces here with Kilz, and this will eventually hold the spare tire, so I wanted to give them a little more. Got the 1.5 inch thick foam that I showed earlier. This is going to be one of the tail light spots. When you come over here, you can see on the side, that panel that I showed in the evening, we ended up just running a big 2x6 all the way down the side here, pressure treated, and then it's connected to this 2x4, which is also pressure treated. And then over here on the inside, I sprayed Kilz on these 2x4s, and we ran them up the long way, so that way we could actually use home insulation. This stuff has, I think, an R11 value or so. And one of the last things I can show you now as an update is there's that white trim coil that we attached to the outside of the metal. We riveted and silicone that all the way down, so there's a nice piece on both sides. When you come out to the back, you can see the rest of it. So this metal's we're gonna attach it to the bottom as it runs right across that line. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to beef up this wall. We got some paneling back here, but actually we're going to just create a whole nother layer. So this wall is actually going to be even thicker, even more insulated. And then we're going to do some more insulation under this point. The bed sits here, and underneath we're going to add some more insulation. I'm a full-timer in the Midwest, so this winter I experienced temperatures down to 7 degrees. So we're going to want to make this real winter worthy. So more updates to follow.